Well, it's been a very beautiful day out here. I already started filming a video, and I figured I'd do another one out here because, dang, it's awesome. And Cindy DeYoung's is also pretty awesome. If you don't know who he is, search for him on YouTube, subscribe, he's awesome. Today, I'm going to be going over 3 tips of how to improve your camera gear without breaking the bank. Everybody is always asking me, how can you afford all this expensive stuff? And you must be a high roller. I'm not a high roller, believe me. So how do we afford all this expensive gear? Well, I'm going to give you guys 3 tips on how you can go out there and get the best gear possible. So what's up, guys? My name is Paul, and if you're new here, I run a channel that encourages other creators that your future is whatever you make it. And I do that through vlogs, through tutorials, and gear reviews. Gear reviews are awesome. Today, I just wanted to go over a few tips that maybe could help increase your gear that you have to help you tell your stories better, or, just to upgrade your current system. And, people ask me all the time, like, how in the world can you afford all this expensive camera gear? Even my wife is like, I don't know how you do it. I managed to buy a lot of this stuff without digging into our personal budget, and there's a few ways that I do that. And I'm going to start off with number 1. It's really going to be a little bit of a controversial one. I just wanted to start off with this one just first off. You got to look for deals of other gear or other things and buy and flip gear. Or find something that you could use for a little bit and then flip it later and buy something else. So what do I mean by this? Well, like, for example, on Black Friday this year, I found a crazy deal. I bought 5, yeah, I know I'm nuts, A7R4s for $24.50 each. It was completely insane. I don't know how that deal was that low, but okay, especially for a camera that just came out like a month before that or whatever. But now, did I rip people off for them? No, I wanted to get rid of them really quickly because I wanted to make my money back. It was really scary seeing my savings account go that low. I just flipped them for like, I don't know, $200 and $250 each. But depending on how patient you are, you could even make more money, and that would be more money and gear for you. So it really depends on your patience and how willing you are to wait out. Buying and selling gear, if you can find good deals on gear, do it, man. That's like one of the number 1 ways that I have increased the gear that I have. I did it when I was playing guitar. I would want a new guitar. I'd go out there and find a good used price on a guitar and use it for a bit and sell it, make a few $100s, and go find another one, the next model up, and kind of do that and increase. And you could do the same thing with camera gear. With cameras, with lenses, it's hard to find. You should always be on the lookout for your used market, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. I'm not one of those lowballers that just will lowball people on their prices, but if you find a really good deal that maybe they don't know what they're selling, or maybe they just want to sell it quickly. I mean, that's like, people were looking at my A7R4s and like, why are you selling that low? It brand new, it doesn't make any sense. I just was straight up with them. I want to sell it quickly. I don't want to go sell it on eBay and pay all those fees. So, you just got to look at your options. Flipping gear is the number 1 way that at least I can upgrade my gear if I find something I want. It takes time. You got to be patient, but it works. And number 2 way is just to sell gear that you currently have and get new stuff. For instance, for me, I'm a musician, and I had a bunch of gear that I wasn't using laying around the house. I bought like a full sound system to do a full band, but it turned out I was only doing it solo gigs because nobody wanted to hire a full band. So I had this like humongous sound system that I didn't need anymore, and I wanted to get this A7 III. So I went and downsized the rest of the rig and bought like really small stuff, and I came up with enough money for the A7 III, and then I needed some lenses, so I went off and sold some of my guitar gear, and I went from like a really high-end, system to, something that's still high-end but not as high-end or boutique. Honestly, nobody could tell the difference. Just compromise. I'm more interested now in filmmaking than I am music, so I was able to compromise on my music end to have my filmmaking end of my hobby, something that I wanted more. So sometimes you just got to go through and clean house. The way I look at it is, if I have something that is not making me money, I'd rather sell that and get something that is making me money. When I want to do this whole filmmaking thing, I went through and sold a bunch of stuff that I either no longer using or didn't care enough about, or one, was not making me any money. If it didn't make me any money, I went ahead and sold it. Now, that's another thing too. Don't just buy things because you want them. You should think of the value behind the things that you're buying and consider, is this item that I really think I want, is it really going to make me any money, or am I going to get a lot of use, or is it just something that I really want, or I saw one of my favorite YouTubers use and I really thought I had to have it. Think about it from that perspective. Is this filmmaking gear that you want going to make you money? And you can think of the same way of other things around your house. Is this going to make me money on the side? You know, the side. It's all about the side hustle, which leads right into point number 3. And point number 3 is to get out there and do some side work. I have a deal with my wife that when I do some side work, that at least a portion of it goes back into gear, sometimes all of it. So sometimes I'll go out and buy something, like I did a client job for Christmas and I needed a gimbal. She let me go out and buy a gimbal before the job so I get used to it. They paid me and got my money back, or at least some of the money back for the gimbal, and then future client jobs will end up paying that back. So it kind of goes back to my last point a little bit, where I said don't buy anything that doesn't make you money. Well, that's kind of my philosophy. So, you know, with my wife, she knows that if she buys me something, I'm gonna make the money back up eventually, and it'll go back into our, you know, personal account or whatever. But you should always try to like separate your business stuff from your personal stuff. So when you go out there and do side client work, put money aside for gear. That just helps you build back into your brand and build back into what you're doing. And I'm not quite there yet with YouTube, but you know, once I get money coming in that pays for the channel, any money that I make on this channel goes right back into this channel. And that's kind of what you could do for gear. You know, any money that you make for your side work, just jump it right back into continuing to improve your setup for side work. And that's what the nice thing about hustling is. You know, you have a 9-to-5 that pays your, you know, regular bills, and then you do your side hustle to pay for your hobbies. Go out there and find somebody who wants you to take some portraits for them, and you know, every little bit counts. You know, so I just say go out there and hustle and get your side gear. So those are my 3 tips for how to increase your gear. Obviously, the number 1 is the most important for me, and number 3. But you know, sometimes you can get rid of stuff around the house. Number 2 doesn't work all the time, because once you get rid of everything, it's gone. But anyways, I hope you guys found this video somewhat useful. Like, subscribe, do all the fun YouTube-y things, and I will see you in the future.